Welcome. My name is Carrie Shipman and I am a member of Leadership Lafayette Class 50. Will you please introduce yourself?
Good afternoon. My name is Hillary Macy. I am a membership manager for Girl Scouts of Central Indiana, and I serve girls and adults in Tippecanoe County, Clinton County, Carroll County, and White County. I get girls and adults placed into troops and get troops formed, and once troops are formed, I help support the adults in their role and anything and everything they may need.
Perfect. So can you give us a snapshot of your organization?
Sure. So Girl Scouts of Central Indiana serves 45 counties. We go as clear north as White County, clear south as like Lawrence County, and across Central Indiana. We have troops, tons of troops in Tippecanoe County and the surrounding areas, as I just mentioned. We have troops that focus on outdoor stuff. We have troops that don't like to camp, and that's fine. And so they may focus more on indoor activities and badge work such as STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. We have 5 camps throughout Central Indiana, with one of them being here in Tippecanoe County, Camp Sycamore Valley.
Good. When working to attract volunteers, what attributes are you seeking the most with your organization?
Girl Scouts of Central Indiana takes volunteers that are 18 years or older, male or female. So a lot of people think that males can't volunteer, and that is not true. We would like we do ask that they pass a background check in order to be a volunteer. We have volunteers of all ages, so we have 18-year-olds all the way up to 80-year-olds, doing different activities. With the girls, we ask that they be outgoing, they like girls, they want to get involved within the community. They're not afraid, to ask questions. I really always tell volunteers, don't be shy, ask questions. If you don't know something, ask me, because you're not going to know what you don't know. So really anything and everything. We have volunteer positions for every role. So we want to joke, even if you don't like kids, there's a volunteer role for you within Girl Scouts.
Good. Can you elaborate on what some of those roles are, so that if I were to go to your website, what type of roles could I expect to find that maybe I could pick from of this is what skills I have, what volunteer positions would you have available in your organization?
So our number one role that most people think about is being a troop leader or a troop helper, which is what we always need. So that person would be specifically over the troop. So they would schedule the troop meetings. It's really nice because it's flexible for their schedule. Troop leaders get to decide when they meet, where they meet, how often they meet, unlike maybe when you were a Girl Scout, or you remember when your grandma or your mom or sister was a Girl Scout, they were right after school 1 day a week, and it's not necessarily like that anymore. So being a troop leader is very flexible. In addition to that, we just have parent helpers that may just come and help with the meeting. Maybe they're not an organized person and they don't want to be responsible, but they'll help with snacks, or they'll help plan an activity or plan a field trip. There's always that option. We always have camp volunteers, so people that volunteer specifically at our camp in the summertime, whether that be a paid position or a volunteer position. And then everybody knows about Girl Scout cookies. We're always looking for volunteers to help at our cookie cupboards, which is where our volunteers go to pick up the cookies. And then help locally within the service unit, which is what consists of volunteers within the area. So maybe to help with cookies for that. Maybe somebody that's really good at writing nominations or really good at writing, and they want to recognize volunteers in the community, so they might write awards. Or somebody that's just good on the back end on computers and wants to do data. So like I said earlier, we really have volunteer opportunities for anybody and everybody.
Good. What is the biggest need or gap that you have identified where volunteers can serve during the pandemic?
I'm going to go back to the troop leader position. That's the one thing that we have had a hard time finding this year, is troop leaders, somebody to take over troops or somebody to start a troop, specifically for the younger girls. And I personally think it's because of the pandemic. People that are putting their girls in school and kindergarten, maybe this is the first time they've ever done an activity. They don't necessarily want to jump in and do an additional activity on top of school. So we do have girls that want to be in Girl Scouts, but because of the lack of volunteers, we're unable to provide those opportunities for them. specifically for troop. So definitely troop leaders are needed in Tippecanoe County, and not just for the younger ages that I spoke for, but all the way to middle school and high school as well.
Good. How is your organization allowing volunteers to serve while keeping them safe during the pandemic?
Girl Scouts of Central Indiana has done a really good job of pivoting to follow the COVID-19 guidelines by Governor Holcomb. And a lot of troops went to Zoom meetings instead of in-person meetings. So GSUSA allowed Girl Scout troops to have Zoom license, and so they can exceed the 45-minute Zoom meeting that is for free normally. So we have troops that are meeting online. And then we've also rearranged Girl Scout camp. So typically when we have Girl Scout summer camp at Sycamore Valley, which I spoke of earlier, we have day camp and resident camp. But this year we're actually doing something a little bit different called Choose Your Own Adventure, where families or troops can go and they'll stay together in pods, and they will go around to the camp and participate in different activities. So it might not be a traditional camp experience, but they would be able to still do the rock wall, the zip line, the swimming pool, the archery, hatchet throwing, everything that we offer at Camp Sycamore Valley. So it's more with their family instead of with their troop. So that's a cool thing that we've done to still give girls the camp experience outside of that. And then additionally, Girl Scout cookie sales, we're just wrapping up. We did virtual booths, and something new this year is we partnered with Grubhub. So hopefully you were able to see that throughout your social media. But we like I said, we pivoted, and so instead of being at Walmart all the time in the different hotspot booths that you might have seen Girl Scouts with, we kept the girls and the adults safe, and they were able to do virtual booths and Grubhub booths.
Awesome. That's why I haven't seen the hubs out in front of Walmart.
Yep.
My normal stash every year.
Correct. I can hook you up though if you need somebody.
Yes. What other ways could a volunteer serve your organization without being physically present?
So we do have more of the behind the scenes options. One thing that I think that troops need is just somebody to help out finding troop meeting locations. So again, during the pandemic, it's been a little bit difficult to find troop locations to meet at because a lot of schools are shutting out anybody that's not a school organization. So troops have had to go to meeting online virtual. Now that it's a little bit warmer out, they're able to meet outside. But in the colder months, places like libraries, community centers, and so on and so forth may have not let girls in. So somebody that can just call around and find meeting locations, that would be huge. Somebody that can call around to different organizations and find maybe field trips for girls to go to, that would be big as well. Phone tree coordinators, snack coordinators, anybody that can coordinate things, those would be huge as well. I mentioned data entry earlier, somebody that can go in and email parents or correct the data. Maybe if a girl's grade is wrong or her school is wrong, somebody that can do data cleanup is also needed as well.
What is the best way for someone to contact your organization to volunteer or to offer other forms of help for your organization?
So we have a help desk through Girl Scouts of Central Indiana, and that phone number is 317-924-6800. That rings directly to our help desk, and you can just tell them what you need, and they can contact you, or they can send you to the correct person. If you need anything here locally in Tippecanoe County, Clinton County, White County, or Carroll County, I am your contact. My phone number is 317-924-6897, and my email is hmacy, that's M-A-C-Y, @girlscoutsindiana.org.
Very nice. Thank you so much for the
Thank you.
information. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.